What's going on, guys? Welcome back into the channel. In today's video, we are going to take a look at Call of Duty Vanguard. We are going to give it multiple grades for each category based on its game modes and things of that nature. And then we're going to give it an overall grade, and we're going to take a look at whether this game is worth your money or not. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and first talk a little bit about Call of Duty Vanguard's multiplayer. Multiplayer is the game mode that most players of Call of Duty are going to come to Call of Duty for. That is the majority of the player base. We all know that at this point. So you have to execute on multiplayer in order to give this game a solid grade. So far, in my experience with the game, I have liked almost everything there is about multiplayer. The game plays smooth. The map design is excellent. It does everything that you should expect out of a Call of Duty multiplayer game mode. It does everything that you would want it to do from Call of Duty multiplayer. It gives you options to flank around enemies. It doesn't simply just put you into basic 3-lane maps and push you head-to-head against your opponents all game long, having you beat your head off of a wall like previous Call of Duties have. Now, I haven't been a fan of Call of Duty for a while. This is a return to proper Call of Duty format, in my opinion, taking me back to the days of, the good Call of Duties, like the Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2, all of the best games of the series. This game does everything right in terms of multiplayer that you would expect out of those games that you guys probably played back in the day. The most important thing that I believe I can say about multiplayer is not going to be necessarily about the game modes, about the weapons. All of that stuff serves its place well. I think that everything in this game is actually balanced pretty well, from the kill streaks, to the weapons themselves, to the perks that you have access to the game modes that you can play. They're all very amazingly balanced in this game, and that is what I would expect from Call of Duty after so many years, finally putting everything together. But what I can say beyond that is how smooth the game does play. In my opinion, Call of Duty Vanguard is probably the smoothest Call of Duty that we have had in a long time, and it's a game that I want to continue to keep playing. Whether I do well or I do poorly in a match, it interests me to continue to play the game over and over again and want to continue to play it. That is not something that Call of Duty has done for me in a while, and I want to continue to dive into this game and try out the other weapons and try to continue to level up in prestige and things that I haven't had the feeling of wanting to do for multiple years with Call of Duty. So I really believe that they hit the mark with multiplayer this year, and I believe that is the best commendation I can give Call of Duty, is to say that they hit the mark with multiplayer. And their multiplayer this year gets a 92 grade from me, which is excellent. One of the best grades I've given a game mode in general for a game in a while. 92 really hits the mark for multiplayer. Next up is Call of Duty Vanguard's campaign mode. Now, I made a video separately on this, but Call of Duty Vanguard game mode has to be downloaded individually. Now, I understand why they do this. They do it to save some space for those players that come strictly for multiplayer or strictly for zombies, and they don't come from the campaign. However, what I have to say is the campaign in this game has to be, by far, one of the best campaigns I've seen in a Call of Duty game in a long, long time. Now, yes, of course, Call of Duty's campaign mode is not the main staple of the game. It was at one time. I was around whenever the old Call of Duty games weren't based around multiplayer. They were based around their campaign modes and things like that. And so I really appreciate the value that campaign mode brings, especially here in Call of Duty Vanguard. The campaign here, I have so many positive things to say, and basically one negative drawback to this game. So the first thing that I have to say, including all of the words to describe this game that I want to include, it is smooth. The campaign mode is gritty. At times, it's chilling. It's very, very cinematic, as you guys can see on the screen right now. It's realistic to an extent. It's historic to an extent, and it's easy to get bought into this game mode. One of the things that I love about this is it gives you a reason to care about the characters that you see within the game mode. You can actually give a crap about who they're showing on the screen, which is unique for a campaign mode nowadays, especially for Call of Duty. The one detractor to the campaign mode is that it's relatively short. You can get it done in the matter of a couple hours, 2 to 3 to 4 hours. That's not necessarily the worst thing in the world, but I would love to see more playability from it. I would love to see a longer campaign. I've been saying that for years, and so overall, the campaign mode in Call of Duty Vanguard is going to get a 95 grade from me, which is very close to perfect, which is incredible in its own right. The next thing that I want to talk about in today's review is Call of Duty Vanguard's Zombies mode. Now, this is a mode that I have actually not had the privilege of playing too much to this point. However, I've watched quite a few videos on it. In my downtime, whenever I'm not playing the game, I have done some work researching what's going on with Zombies mode. I'm specifically subscribed to various different major Zombies community members like Mr. Raffle Waffles and whatnot, so I'm getting a good feeling for what's going on here in Zombies mode this year, and what I'm understanding is basically you're seeing a mode that is pared down from what it used to be. You're seeing a mode that is no longer round-based Zombies gameplay. You're seeing a mode that there is a very negative reaction to within the Zombies community. And so, without getting too much into everything that's going on there, you guys can certainly look up those videos. There are various different great videos out there explaining what's going on with the Zombies game mode. I don't think it's a great direction that they took for it this year. You're certainly not placed into a very deep environment. For example, they don't have any Easter eggs, which is what Zombies has come to be known for, and they're not going to be putting any of that type of stuff into the game for months until the first DLC comes out. So that's a big problem. There's just not simply the content there that would be expected out of a major Zombies game mode, and so it's going to get a 65 grade from me. And then next up is Warzone. Yes, Warzone, or Battle Royale mode, is a staple of Call of Duty now. It's a staple of most major games, but once you include a Warzone type of game mode, a Battle Royale type of game mode in one of your Call of Duties, it is expected to be in the game in future. Now, they hit the mark with Call of Duty Warzone when it came out. My problem is Call of Duty Vanguard doesn't have its own dedicated Battle Royale mode. And in order to play the Battle Royale mode from Call of Duty Vanguard, you have to have Call of Duty Modern Warfare as well as Warzone downloaded. And if you do not have the digital version, you have to have the disc inserted from that game. So it's super counterintuitive to have to get off of the game that you're on to go on to another game. It's very, very, very odd the way that they have it set up. I had to delete my physical disc copy version of the game in order to get this version of Warzone so that I can actually go in and play Warzone off of the main menu here of Call of Duty Vanguard. So I have a couple of issues with it as I've laid out. I wish that they would come up with something unique to each game as opposed to continuing to go down the road of Warzone and building on that every single year and not really changing a whole lot with it. From that perspective, without getting too deep into any of that, I'm going to give Warzone a 65. I love Warzone, but as you guys can see, it's not ideal trying to transition from Call of Duty Vanguard over to Warzone. I'm just sitting here not really having the option to do too much because it's just sitting here joining a game session, and then once I get into it, it's traditional old Warzone. There's really not too much, to speak about here. Okay, so we've talked about each game mode with Call of Duty Vanguard. Now let's talk about the content in general. I feel that the content for this game is pretty solid. This is a game that if you enjoy multiplayer, if you enjoy campaign, even if you just enjoy multiplayer, this is a game that's going to be playable for a while. in my opinion. And that's a good thing. This is a game that is going to be very fun and very valuable to play for quite some time, and I'm going to enjoy continuing to play this game. What I will say, however, beyond that, is that this is not a game that is going to hold its player base for a very long time because of the fact that it does not include the content that you would wish to see out of some of its major game modes, like zombies, for example. That is something that most people go to play to take a break from multiplayer, or the campaign, for example, is a little bit too short in my opinion, so you only get a couple hours worth of value out of that. So there's just not as much content as a Call of Duty game should have at this point. I've been saying for years with these reviews that, once you put something into the game, you can't take it out for future games. Like, once you input multiple different types of weapon variants, then you should build upon that for future years. I know they probably don't want to go with that model anymore, but the fact of the matter is, like, you've had games that had 100 different weapons and weapon variants in the game, and now you have a game that has 28 total weapons within the game. Yeah, I get it. For the era, these are the weapons that existed at that time. But, to have only 28 total weapons within the game, whenever you've had games in the recent past that had over 100 different weapons and weapon variants, I think it's a little bit crazy that they continue to pare back on some of the details of the game. They've done an excellent job of refining some of the finer points, so it does make up for it, but content-wise, this game just simply does not have as much as I would expect it to have for such a major title. It is going to get an 85 grade because this is a game that is going to keep you playing for a while because of how solid it is, but you do have to keep in mind that it's not going to be the end-all be-all, and it's, in my opinion, probably not going to keep us playing endlessly until the next Call of Duty comes out, like some Call of Duties in the past have. And then the final category that I actually really wanted to hit on today was the menu system within the game. As you guys may have noticed as I've been going throughout this video, the menu system for this game is literally a carbon copy of the menu system for previous games. You can even see that here whenever I go through, because it's a combined menu between Vanguard, Warzone, Cold War, and Modern Warfare. You guys can see that the menu system is exactly the same. When I go into the menus, the layout is exactly the same between picking the game modes, filtering between the different filters that you can have, your weapons tab, your operators tab, challenges tab, barracks tab. It is all exactly the same as in previous years. Now, I do not personally love this layout and this menu system. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that do like this menu system, but to me, it shows a lack of attention to detail and a lack of effort into the game to continue to utilize the same menu system for 3 games in a row that are distinctly different Call of Duty games. I would have liked to have seen a revamped menu system, a better way to lay these out, or a new theory for how to lay out their menus and how to approach the various different things that you see within your screen on the game to navigate the game. That's just my personal opinion. One thing that I think is included in that is that there's not a map voting system and things like that that should be in the game that have been a part of Call of Duty for a very long time, all the way back since I can remember. Those things should be in the game. The menu system should be improved. They should have put some time and effort into it, and they didn't. Now, the menu system works. It's not the worst in the world. I don't hate it, but I also don't like it. And so from that perspective, the menu system for this game is going to get a 79 grade, which is a C+, which is solid, but they could do way better with it, in my opinion. Alright, so what does this game get as an overall grade from me? It gets an overall grade of around an 81 or 82 overall. Now, I'm going to adjust it slightly upwards, actually, because of how enjoyable the campaign and multiplayer have been for me. I'm going to upwardly adjust this game to an 85 rating. Now, you have to consider that I am not the biggest zombies game mode player in the world. I have not been for some time because of the negative zombies experiences that I've had for the past couple of years since they really started to go crazy with the game mode. So you have to consider that. If that is your major sticking point for the game, then the grade's going to go down. I am a big Warzone player, but I think that we're kind of past the point of Warzone at this point and should have a new Battle Royale game mode. We do not, so you have to take that into account as well when we're talking about this overall grade. But I think that it is worth your money. Now, it is now a $70 game. That's the way it works for PlayStation 5 and the next gen. But I would say that it is relatively close to that value in terms of a game. You can tell that there was a lot of effort and detail put into various parts of this game, including the multiplayer, the map design, and the way that the game plays. The one thing that keeps popping up for me whenever I play any game mode is how smooth the game plays. It is not wonky. It is not glitchy in multiple different ways. Now, that's not the same experience that people are saying for zombies and things like that. Obviously, like I said, I haven't had as much time to play that, but I would say that this game is worth your money. If you're going to look for it, certainly make an attempt to go out and get this game. There will be sales coming up, I would imagine, around Black Friday and things like that. Look to put this game on your list if you have not gotten it already. I think it's very solid. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, what your experience has been so far. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and as I said, comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you have a good one.